The classifications mentioned before were primarily based on descriptive approaches such as tectonics or changes in sea level. However, there are a variety of classifications based on quantitative aspects being more useful depending on purposes. The classification proposed by Davies in 1964 is based on the tidal range. For practical purposes, it is appropriate to consider waves and tides as the dominant processes operating on all coasts regardless of tectonic setting. It is also appropriate to consider that all coasts are dominated by deposition or by erosion over a geologically significant period of time. In this sense, a classification of coasts based on tidal range produced a good attempt to categorize, for example, depositional coasts. We will learn more about tides, but in order to understand what tidal range is, here is an explanation. The tidal range is the difference in height between high tide and low tide and is expressed in meters. So based on tidal ranges, three categories can be defined. First, the microtidal coasts, which are defined as coasts where the tidal range does not exceed 2 meters and can be found on open ocean coastlines. Then, the mesotidal coasts that are defined as coasts with a tidal range between 2 to 4 meters. And finally, the macrotidal and megamareal coasts that are defined as coasts where the tidal range exceeds 4 meters. The next image shows the variation of tidal range around the coasts in the world. Yucatan possesses coasts classified as microtidal. Here, the tidal range oscillates between 0.15 and 0.75 meters. On the other extreme, a macrotidal coast is found in Bay of Fundy in Canada where the tidal range is up to 12 meters. This is considered as a megamareal coast. Davies' classification can be highly useful in coastal engineering for effectively designing and managing infrastructure and projects. For example, in microtidal coasts, structures need to be robust and capable of withstanding significant changes in water level. They should also consider the strong tidal currents that can affect the stability of the structures. On the other hand, in terms of conservation of coastal ecosystems, in microtidal coast conservation can focus on protecting reefs and/or in coastal dunes, which are essential for biodiversity.